Hello and welcome to Business Matters, the show about people behind businesses that help make Tacoma a great place to live and work. I'm your host, Mike Wark, and today on In the Spotlight, a family-run thrift store with a collectible twist to their inventory. On District Focus, we take a stroll along the 6th Avenue Business District, and on this episode of Tacoma Means Business, Andrew Fry says a business failure can actually be a good thing for your company. And today my guest is Dr. Marcy Meyer with Net Health Direct Primary Care. Welcome, Doctor.
Thank you so much. It's good to be here.
This is, I think, the first time we've had a medical healthcare business on the show. And that's because it's your own business. It's your
Absolutely.
own direct primary care. It sounds very interesting, so I'm looking forward to hearing more about it. Tell us, just in a nutshell.
In a nutshell, it's a direct primary care is a nationwide grassroots movement among primary care doctors.
So this is fairly new.
Fairly new.
Okay.
To make primary health care affordable again.
Okay.
And so we're all independent. Well, most of us are independent practices, and just with a small group of patients, our patient panel, and we take exceptional care of those patients on a monthly membership type model.
Okay, so I pay a membership to you, and there's some insurance probably attached to that in case I need to go to some other specialists or I'm not in town when I need attention, but most of it goes to you.
Right. And really this model serves a wide variety of people. People who can't afford insurance at all, at least they can afford some good primary care, which 80 to 90% of the care that people need on an annual basis is primary care.
And if you have primary care, you're less likely to need the emergency or urgent care.
Exactly.
Yes.
The other thing about my model is that my patients have 24/7 access to me by email, phone, or text. If it's not urgent, if the matter isn't urgent, I may not answer till the next morning, but they can reach out at any time that they need me. And if it is urgent, let's say they cut their hand or something making dinner, I can meet them at the office and take care of it right there. So there's no expensive urgent care visits, and the more minor things that they might go to the ER for, I can take care of at no extra charge.
And that's wonderful. I mean, when you have a minor injury and you go to the ER, you'll sit there for hours because it's a minor injury, and the fact that you can take care of that and it's your doctor,
Right.
That's really cool.
Right.
So most doctors these days work for giant healthcare companies, and so you pay to your insurance, and when you pay the doctor, you're also paying for all that overhead. So that's probably how this business model works.
Absolutely.
You don't have the overhead.
When you do insurance, you need billers and coders and more support staff that I don't need in DPC because I don't take insurance.
DPC is direct
primary care,
right? So it's like we pay a monthly rate for insurance. Instead of paying that, I want to say it's like a club, but that doesn't seem right for a medical practice.
Right. But the nice thing is, I mean, I serve people anywhere from people who can't afford insurance at all to people who maybe they have a healthcare cost-sharing organization that they're a member of, and then I do the primary care portion of that, and that saves them money. Or they have good insurance, but they just want a good, solid relationship with their doctor. And because my patient panel, my group of patients that I see, is kept smaller than the typical insurance doctor, I have the time. I can get people in same day, next day if you're sick. You don't have to wait 2 weeks to see the doctor when you're sick today.
Right.
I can spend more time with them. I typically spend 30 to 60 minutes with my patients.
Wow.
And so I get to know them as people. I get to know their full health history. They know they can reach out to me at any time. And so that's worth it's about the cost of a cable bill or a cell phone bill. And, it's worth that fee to have that kind of care.
It's really, really great to hear that there is another model that can provide all of that, which seems to be what people are looking for.
Right.
Now, you have a special assistant in your office.
I do.
Who, since she's on the show, we should introduce her.
Absolutely. So this is my receptionist, Penny.
Okay.
And I got her specifically to be my clinic dog. She's a doodle, a poodle mix, so she's hypoallergenic, and
Of course.
and she has a wonderful disposition, and she greets my patients as they arrive to the office.
And rests on their feet like
And
she's
rests
resting
on their
my
feet.
She must think I'm a client because she's resting on my feet. Earlier, she was running around talking to everybody and being friendly, but once you started doing your practice, she did
Right.
her thing.
Right.
It's fascinating.
Yeah.
You can't find that everywhere.
Absolutely. That's true.
And Net Health, the Net stands for,
North End Tacoma.
which gives us an idea of where your practice is located.
Right.
That's really marvelous. So, there's a lot of people have known their doctors for years. You've recently set down roots. You have a little bit of an interesting background that brought you here. Tell us about that.
So I had a career in the military
Yeah.
as a doctor, and so when it was time for me to leave the military,
And you were at JBLM?
I was at JBLM.
Yeah, so many
yes.
people go there for their last duty station.
Right.
And you did that on purpose, right?
Actually, no.
Oh, okay. A lot of people do.
That's where I ended up, and while I was here, I met my husband, who has an
Okay.
established career here. So this is where I stayed, and I'm very happy.
Well, lucky for us, and thank your husband for all of the people of Tacoma. That's really wonderful.
Yeah.
And so you're also providing some services and offerings that you don't have to be part of your organization. You don't have to pay the monthly fee for, but you can
Right.
sign up separately. Tell me about those. One of them has to do, it's not weight loss, it's
metabolic repair. It's a metabolic repair program.
so it's for people with all kinds of digestive issues, I would assume.
Well, it's people with high blood pressure,
Okay. Oh.
pre-diabetes, diabetes, polycystic ovarian syndrome. There are a wide variety of issues that can be fixed with appropriate nutrition.
Okay.
And I also incorporate some fasting in my program. And
Interesting.
and it has been amazing, the types of health issues that just eating properly will eliminate, reverse completely.
That's really interesting. That's why, and so you say repair.
Right.
So it takes time for the body, once it's eating correctly and you get the diet on track, to actually heal.
Right. And
Yeah.
a lot of it has to do with hyperinsulinemia and just too much insulin release throughout
Because
over a
of the food,
lifetime.
as a response to the food.
As a
that you eat.
response to the food. And
Fascinating.
so our program helps people stimulate insulin less, and then their body becomes sensitive to insulin again, because insulin
Okay.
resistance is a big thing.
And I would imagine the same thing with blood pressure over
Right.
time, things that affect blood pressure.
Right.
Good
Right.
to know. That's fascinating. So how does one sign up for this?
I will be starting a program that's open to the public right after Labor Day. And so in August, people should be able to go to my website and see a page where they can get information and sign up if they're interested.
And so that you every so often you bring in a new cohort.
Right.
So if somebody misses this next one, should keep an eye on it,
Right.
or contact you, and you'll let them know the
I'm
next
planning
round.
on doing a cohort about every 2 to 3 months.
Are you accepting patients?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, my total patient panel that I plan on having is about 600 patients.
Wow.
And so, that's still less than a third of what a lot of our insurance-based doctors.
That is?
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing.
And so, but I have plenty of room. So if anyone's looking for a primary care doctor.
Great. So the difference between what you've learned out of the military and in the military, what are you seeing as interesting to you?
For me, really seeing how broken our medical system is on the outside out of the military, seeing how hard it is for people to navigate the medical system with insurance, where they have to get prior authorizations for things, and insurance kind of holds the reins on what kind of medical care you can have and how much it's going to cost. And being able to operate outside of that and provide good medical care without having insurance step in and interfere with that has been
That's
amazing.
amazing. So this is addressing a lot of the criticisms and a lot of problems people are seeing with healthcare now.
Yeah.
And so you're at the vanguard?
I like to think so, yeah.
Yeah, I would imagine this could work really well. More people will start doing it, and you're in business.
Yeah.
You're also your own business person out
I
here.
am. That's been a learning curve right there.
I bet.
Going from, when I was a doctor in a system, I mean, all of that extra stuff is taken care of for me. I never had to order supplies or, just get all the equipment together and make sure that it's all calibrated and kept up to date, and then just the business side of it.
Right.
I'm looking to hire a medical assistant soon, so I've got to learn how all the employment stuff.
Okay. Yeah. All kinds of details.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of help out there for you. And we could probably do a whole additional show on what you've learned about running a business. And I wish we could.
Oh yeah.
But we're out of time. This has been fascinating.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on the show today and bringing Penny. This is the first and best dog we've ever had on Business Matters.
Well, good. Thanks for having us. We really appreciate it.
Coming up next, the growth in business diversity along the 6th Avenue Business District on District Focus. Connecting people to business is what Tacoma is all about. The 6th Avenue Business District features unique shops, charming stores, and tasty venues.
Hi, I'm Marcy Meyer, and we're in the 6th Avenue Business District. I think we're really up and coming and have always been kind of the root of the city. We're just filled full of vintage stores, some of the first record shops in Tacoma, restaurants that have pioneered craft cocktailing and great dining, as well as fun nightlife. We are completely surrounded by a community. I think that really helps drive that traffic and help the people that live around us. And the majority of the times our businesses are filled with the people that live in 6th Ave. So I think it's cool to have them be able to live nearby and walk and shop and kind of just stay within the 6th Avenue area. On the Art in the Ave every year in July. So, it's a big festival that we shut down 6th Avenue, and we have vendors from all over the place, and the local artists come, and then we have the Santa Parade every December, kind of just roping in that younger crowd and that little family oriented that's around us. I'm still spending a bulk of my time to really focus on the district because I think it's important to really care about our community. And I not only own a business on this Ave, but I'm a part of and live in the city, and I want it to just thrive and grow and only get better and better as time goes on. We are spending hours a day communicating with the city and other businesses to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing, and as well as really always improving. We do spend a bulk of our time really caring about not only each individual business or ourselves, but really caring about the community as a whole. To me, coming from Seattle or coming from a bigger city, it's nice to kind of call Tacoma home and be able to invest in the community, which is why I became president. And I think I would love to, be more involved in helping outreach programs, possibly opening up another restaurant, being a part of the government of Tacoma, and making sure that kind of just the businesses are heard.
For more information on experiencing Tacoma business, log on to experiencetacoma.com. When we return, Andrew Fry on Failing Forward in Business. Everyone makes mistakes, and on this episode of Tacoma Means Business, Andrew Fry addresses the need and even the success that comes from failing fast in your business.
I'd like to take the next few minutes to talk about something that comes up recurringly in small business and in entrepreneurship, and that's the idea of failing fast. It's rather counterintuitive, actually, that you want to fail fast. But in John C. Maxwell's book, Failing Fast, he talks about the idea that mistakes are inevitable. And I love the one thing he says is that the person who doesn't make mistakes takes his orders from the person who does. Because that's where we learn. For me, I've always said that a business isn't a failure, it's a lesson learned. Now, there are also those who will argue against it. They hate the word failure. They say failure means that that's a promise not delivered, or failure means that you did not succeed. But let's face it, failure comes all the time. One of the analogies that I love is the idea of the professional poker player. Because when you're playing poker, you're going to lose hands. And it doesn't matter how good a player you are. There is going to be times when luck is against you. But if you know what you're doing, if you look at the odds, if you study the players, overall, over time, you're going to win. So you got to expect the failures in order to learn from them and do better the next time around. And that's all what failing is about. Now, failing fast is a little bit different, and it comes up in two places. One of them is in a lot of the development jargon and approaches, agile development, scrum teams, and so on. This is part of the software development world, and it's all about trying to get to those things that don't work as quick as is possible, and setting up mechanisms so that if there is something going wrong, you shut it down right then. Because if you let it go on, you're letting it go on with a bad methodology, with something that wasn't good at the beginning. And in fact, another thing that relates both to software development as well as the project world and your small business is the question that I always ask my class. What's more expensive? A bug that you find at the beginning of the software development, or a bug that you find a week before you ship? When you think about it, the bug that you find a week before you ship is the most expensive, because now you don't know what that failure has caused going forward and what things contributed to that failure taking place in the first place. You actually have to move backwards through all the methodology to see how you got there. If you do so right out of the gate, you have that much more time to say, it's an iterative process. What works better? What works better? What works better? That's part of failing fast. The other failing fast is just the general idea of investment. If you are in any situation where it is an iterative process, that you're going to go over and over and over again with this, and that's customer sales, product development, business development. It's going to be iterative. You're going to do it again and again. Make sure if something's not working, fail fast, stop it, examine it, and then get back into it as well. Again, failure is going to happen, but failure is also an opportunity for lessons learned.
Thanks, Andrew. To find more ways to improve your business, check out Tacoma's Community and Economic Development Program at makeittacoma.com. When Business Matters returns, a new thrift store anchored in the historic Fern Hill Business District on Business Spotlight. In today's Spotlight on Business, it's all about a great deal and good prices with an eclectic inventory of retail adventures.
Hi, I'm Michael Kennish,
And I'm Kristy.
and this is the Hoarders Attic Thrift Shop.
Hoarders Attic is a new business nestled in a well-known place seen by thousands of drivers every day. Owners Michael and Kristy planted their shop right at the foot of the Fern Hill Historic Business District.
We sell anything from housewares, clothing, to automotive parts. We've got antique sewing machines. We've got stuff from the 50s, 60s, 70s up to today.
Just an eclectic supply of everything. Probably one of the best things that people like about our store is our prices.
This is a thrift store focused on family. The business plan of Hoarders Attic Thrift Shop is to offer a cross-section of merchandising options while keeping a focus on why Michael and Kristy are even in business.
We opened the shop to support my stepson, Sean, who has cerebral palsy. We wanted to make sure that he had something to provide him a financial future through a third-party trust. That way, the money he receives through that doesn't affect his Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security. Trustee will handle taking care of that stuff.
Revenue and incentives are driven by retail fun, part of the theme of Hoarders Attic. Kristy says their fun factor helps establish a good customer following.
We do have specific sales that we do throughout the week, and we have like this really cool wheel that people can spin for, a discount of, $1 to $5 off.
Many businesses focus on leases, renting, and the need to pinch a penny. Michael says ownership was important for his business plan.
When this building came up for sale, every time I tried to get our foot in the door, it was already under contract with another buyer. Finally ended up under contract and did some research, checked out the neighborhood, met the business owners, and it just felt like home.
You know, they say, if you build it, they will come. They have come.
As with many new businesses, profits can be on the challenging side. Michael says they're taking thrifty, calculated steps before expanding too fast with extra employees and inventory.
We're just not at a point where we can actually pay ourselves to be here, but the good thing is we do have an income, so we're setting this up for our son, make sure he's got the future. So the idea behind that is eventually we'd like to hire employees, but until we get the income rolling in to where we can take care of the business, all of the stuff lands on the two of us.
Although many hats of responsibility are worn by small business owners, the biggest issues are the decisions and sticking to them.
We have a lot of passion towards this business because we feel that it's a very good cause. We're a for-profit, not a non-profit. I didn't want to jump through the hoops to be a non-profit. It's too much work.
Hoarders Attic Thrift Shop is primed for growth, but Kristy says she wants stable growth at their current building before getting too wrapped up with other business expansion plans.
Our major goal is to make this business a success, to make it grow, make it bigger, you know, just so that there's more room. You know, it would be nice if we could grow this business to open up a second location, but for now we're focused on here and getting this place up and running.
Michael and Kristy picked the Tacoma Fern Hill Historic Business District not only because it's a good location, but also for its reputation. Hoarders Attic continually gets high social media reviews and prominent placement on search engines.
And we did some research, and Tacoma was a good area for us. And the historical business district, the fact that we're in a bubble here, it's just totally different than the rest of the area, but it's still up and coming. And right now, I think if you're in the area, we're in the top 3 thrift shop searches on Google right now. And I didn't have to do anything other than set us up and make sure that we keep our good review ratings the best we can.
Kristy says she feels comfortable and confident in choosing Tacoma as their home for both business and family.
I think that this area drew us. Just a feeling that, we belonged here.
That's it for Business Matters. Join me next time for more insight into the Tacoma business scene. See you then.